name the top 5 studios in the world right now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have design studio in that list.
The logo. The thing is, I never thought about Dortmund as a brand because I just know the logo.
Big, cool design studios working for very big traditional football clubs. Yeah, the Milan stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to be maybe cooler, right? And attract a new audience.
But I never saw the line before. That's the first time I see the line.
This team always was yellow.
Yeah.
And very bright yellow.
Yeah. Overall, it's a good step forward for Dortmund, and I want to see more of this. And I would say, I would give it.
Welcome to the brand review. Today we are talking football. That's also the reason why Paul is not here today, because he has no clue about football. That's why I today have Anatolij on my side, because I think we both share a common passion for football. We don't go to the stadium every weekend, but we have our favorite clubs. And as it turns out, Anatolij's favorite club is the brand we are talking today about, which is Borussia Dortmund, also short named BVB.
Yes.
Yes, so let's jump right into it. Anatolij, can you tell us a little bit about BVB?
Just a small request before we jump into the video. 70% of you guys are not subscribed, and we would really, really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really helps us to continue to grow the channel. We are super appreciative that you guys show up time and time again and watch the videos. Just by hitting that subscribe button, it means so much to us, and it allows us to continue to keep making content like this. So, without further ado, let's jump into the video.
Yeah, of course. I have some facts for you. BVB was founded 1909. They have 30 million fans worldwide, and it's for me, of course, the number 1 club. But in Germany, it's the number 2 club after Bavaria Munich. So Dortmund won also 8 titles, Bundesliga titles, and they won once the Champions League. It's 25 years ago already. It was 1997. Great time.
Yeah, and I think what's also important is like the history, also like where they're located. They are like right in the middle of a very industrial area of Germany, so very famous for coal mining.
Yes.
And I think that's also where the most of the fan base is originated in, so where they come from.
It's a working class fan base. I think similar to Liverpool a bit.
Yeah, maybe you can compare it a little bit to Liverpool. Yeah.
So the most popular players which plays for Dortmund the recent years were Haaland. Everybody knows Haaland, I think. He is also on the cover of the FIFA. Then Bellingham plays now for Real Madrid, and Lewandowski plays now for Barcelona. So there are some legends from Dortmund. Just a quick summary: the Matthias Sammer, who also was playing 97 in the Championship Champions League, yes, against Juventus Turin. And then we have Jürgen Klopp, who is trainer now for Liverpool, but he was nearly 10 years at Borussia Dortmund. So he has a legendary status there and won 2 Bundesliga titles with Dortmund and was also in the Champions League finals against Bavaria Munich. The logo. The thing is, I never thought about Dortmund as a brand because I just know the logo and I can barely remember what kind of branding do they have. But I can remember.
I mean, the
nothing.
yellow is quite distinctive. I think that's I think this team always was yellow and very bright yellow.
Yeah, black and yellow. Yeah. So now we have here some logo history. They started with a big B for Borussia, and then it kind of stayed the same.
They had some experimental stuff like with the lion in between, but most of the time it was just letters and also like in a similar kind of arrangement, right? So
similar. I think the lion is also really sad a little bit. So
yeah, looks a little bit sad. True. Yeah.
But I never saw the lion before. That's the first time I see the lion.
Right. It was just there for 2 years, as it looks like.
But I think the logo still looks fine, still modern, clean. And I think also the old one from 1990, it's also fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be cool actually to just go with a big bold B, right? Nowadays.
What I saw the last years, just simple type, no distinctive elements, maybe this angle, how they put the type, but it was really, really boring. And I think also the
football shirts,
they are not looking great, especially the one for this year with the silhouette of the bridge and so on. Looks really, really not good. Sorry, Dortmund, but yeah.
So maybe they realized that themselves, right?
But to give a little bit context, what's happening the last years in football, so many clubs were rebranded. I think Juventus Turin was the kind of first mover. Mm-hmm. They have a drastic change. They changed the crest and it became really simple. And I was really surprised because it was a really brave decision to go for it. And I think it works really well. And then some other football clubs starting to redesign.
Do the same. Yeah, and we saw like big cool design studios working for very big traditional football clubs. Like Mirko Borsche did Inter Milan rebranding, or Dixon Baxi, who worked for AC Milan. We saw like collaborations with Basing Ape and Inter Miami, or Jordan Brand and Paris and all this kind of stuff. So we see like football moving into like a little bit of fashion direction and lifestyle, streetwear, fashion, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So looks like BVB is following these steps, right?
I think so, yeah. So design studio from London, England. No.
Yeah, but let's also design studio for those who don't know is, I don't know if you name the top 5 studios in the world right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have design studio in that list. They have their headquarters in England, but they also have offices in New York, Sydney, and Shanghai. Founded 2009 by Ben Wright and Paul Stafford, so one of the big design studio players.
Yeah, design studio
in the game.
Yeah, true.
And they already did like the Premier League stuff, right? So they have already some connection to football.
Yeah, and they do a lot of gaming stuff as well. So gaming league, I can't remember, but they have also some kind of teams.
It was EA.
Yeah, EA, esports, right? So and they are big in this section. So let's look at the logo. The logo, they keep it the same. So I think there's no really change to and I think when they would change it, a big shitstorm would arise, and I think fans are really, really sensitive about this topics.
Yeah, that's the holy grail of a football club, right? I mean, I guess a lot of people have even tattooed that logo somewhere onto their body. Yeah. So I agree, but I mean we've seen Inter Milan, for example, or Juventus. They did it, right?
Yeah.
And I think there was similar. It was they did the bold move, right,
Yeah.
and touch it. But of course, you need to have a reason for it, because a lot of these older logos were like too detailed, too complicated, and I think they simplified them. And since this logo is already quite simple,
Yeah.
It still works.
Materials, 3D elements to it, and I don't saw it anywhere else, just on the website from Design Studio. But they tried to kind of tell the story about this coal mining area and so on through the structure and so on. So we see also here one which is kind of made out of coal, but
Maybe.
yeah.
All right, just some nice case study
Yeah.
mockups. Okay.
So we have also a new typeface which was designed by Blaze Type. Also shout out to Blaze Type. We work with him as well on the last project. A really nice guy. So the typeface, they try to use this angle which comes from the arena where they play.
Yeah, we get into this later.
Yeah,
but
but
they have
this
a distinctive angle they use for
Yeah,
their elements.
Yeah.
Extended kind of font, right?
yeah,
It's very maybe round shapes, I would say.
Yeah.
And then they here and there they have this angle integrated into the letters.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Works fine. For
And
me.
they have also like this italic version, which
Yeah.
makes it even more dynamic.
Yeah. So the colors. I think they keep the colors. I'm not sure which shade of yellow it was before, but I think
Yeah.
they keep the color. Maybe they adjust it a little bit.
What
I'm
I
not
found
sure.
interesting is so over the last couple of years they have they used this very bright yellow, but then like back then before I think in maybe late 90s, early 2000s they had this more like neon green, and now they use both of them. I mean primarily the bright yellow, but I've seen this neon yellow in between there. So.
Okay. So then we're coming to the graphics. The Borussia Dortmund 2023 rebrand is based on the Die Gelbe Wand, or the yellow wall,
Mhm.
which symbolizes the club collective power and community.
Yeah,
And
I mean
also
it's a
sort
very iconic stadium, we have to say, right? That's
Yeah.
I mean I've been there once actually when I was a kid. It already back then it was impressive. I mean this yellow wall, I think that's unique in football. Like this is a massive fan wall,
Yeah.
right? This is and very loud and very noisy. So I can see that they use something from this stadium to integrate it into their brand.
It makes total sense. So they also created some numbers and some like the 9, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, they're much more abstract than like the numbers we've seen before. I also asked myself, you have a very distinctive typeface with a
Yeah.
lot of character, and you put a lot of effort into the numbers, and then you create another graphical element, which is also kind of a typeface, right?
Yeah.
Just a bit more abstract version. And I'm not sure how well these both get together, to be honest.
I'm not sure if they're really using it somewhere. Maybe
Yeah.
they just did it like to show like here, look, we can do also some cool numbers with these elements. And what I really like
That's
are the
cool.
new jerseys
That looks cool.
yeah.
That was also what I thought. Like this is
something where
if you
can
use
place
these
it.
elements very big and
Yeah.
more like graphics,
abstract shapes actually.
Yeah, more like
Yeah.
graphics. I think so too. That
I mean,
that.
at some point they put this BVB thing on it, but it works a bit different, and it works okay. Maybe
Mhm.
next year they bring this and I can buy one.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, but maybe you. Sure.
A can and
I think
season
the
ticket.
can looks to me more like an energy drink, to be honest.
I think it's an energy drink.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Weizen
Or it's
beer. It's a
I
beer.
think
It's beer.
in like in this context of football, you usually drink beer, right?
Yeah.
So, but this looks like a
Energy
energy
right?
drink you
Yeah.
go to, and when you go to a drum and bass party, for example, right?
So here we have some
Poster mockups.
Poster mockups. So we see also the shapes in the background, which for me works fine. So it gives it like, kind of distinctive look. And then they have black and white pictures. It's also fine, like a Hall of Legends or so. And then we have the photography. They use also this angle and try to express a lot of energy with this.
They just had a sip of this new energy drink from BVB.
Maybe. And here we have some merch stuff.
Here we go into the fashion direction, right?
Yeah. They Mirko Borsche did it, so I think.
Yeah, but Milan is much more like a fashion. Has much more connection to fashion than.
Yeah, I think Italy and
Dortmund, right?
Yeah, I think Italian football, they are really close connected to fashion.
That's a drum and bass party dudes for sure.
Yeah. I don't feel the connection here.
They're not necessarily look like football fans.
No, not really.
I mean, that's the intention, right? With Bathing Ape collaborations and the Milan stuff,
Yeah.
Trying to be maybe cooler, right, and attract a new audience. Yeah, maybe.
But
maybe for the younger generation,
it's
getting somewhere in the future. Maybe, let's give it a try.
Yeah. So we have some scarves here.
I mean, football, especially in Germany, it's famous for not being cool, right? So maybe there's a good step in in this direction.
So what do we have here? It's some applications, some examples.
Yeah. Again, I always like it when we have these graphical elements, not as letters or numbers. We have it more like elements in the background, and then this typeface on top of it. I think that's fine. That works.
Yeah, here they show also how it's possible to work with the photography. So it's not so much aggressive anymore. But then it doesn't work anymore with this kind of angle and structure. And so I would like to see it, maybe like in different situations also the similar look. So when it's more like emotional, you get this kind of the angle, for example, change a little bit maybe, so that we have a lot of possibilities. But then they use also the pattern to have a kind of a layer on top of the photography, which sometimes it works. But I think in long term, when you have a lot of faces, you have maybe kind of the face maybe doesn't look good. Maybe like in a Anyway, so this looks nice. I think how they apply the type and also the combination of photography.
The imagery for me is a bit. It's not. Yeah, I mean sometimes it feels like you have this glows, like the angle glows, and then sometimes it's black and white, and then it's.
So the social media application looks fine for me. That's cool. Here's some animation, how the logo works with, and I think it looks nice.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then we have the merch stuff, and this is something what I not really like. I mean, I don't know if they produce it like this, but it doesn't look really.
Yeah, when I see these next to each other, like here, no, the slide before.
Yeah,
that's I like this. Yeah, they're two different kind of typefaces, and they do not really fit together, to be honest, in my opinion.
And I would like to see how they integrate the logo as well into this.
Then it's another logo. Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't do this together, but of course. It's another element.
Yeah, now we have here some numbers and so on a T-shirt. Yeah, I think it's... Yeah. And also this... It doesn't say much, I think. It's like... quickly done for me. I'm not sure if they produce it or it's just a mock-up, but it doesn't look really, really good. So, coming to the score.
The score. All
What
right.
do you think?
What I think?
Yeah.
So there are some things I like. So when I first saw it, I think I was a bit surprised also that because I know design studio that did some football stuff, but then I think Dortmund, like it's again like this, where they come from the Ruhrpott, very industrial, very working class, like very gritty, and I think that's something I miss, like this a little bit more roughness, a little bit more grittiness. This is what is my impression from this club. Right now it's it's very dynamic, which is fine for sports, but as you said, it's maybe not that distinctive because a lot of others do the same. So I think a bit more grittiness would be nice, to be honest. I like to see more about like the history and like really the fan base, because they're not the drum and bass kids, to be honest. And then I really, that's one thing I'm not so sure about, is like these two different graphical elements. These typography and numbers, which are derived from the stadium, and then you have this typeface, which is already like very distinctive and has like elements. I think for me the typeface would be enough, and just use this, and then maybe have some graphical elements in the background which are a bit dynamic. I think that would be enough for me, to be honest, and just play with these elements. I think it's one element too much. Overall, it also has something interesting, because if I look at the landscape of German football, it is very boring and sometimes not really nice. And I think that's a brave step into a new direction, which I think is good. So I'll give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
All right. So what do I think as a BVB fan? I think what they did right, they don't change the logo. I think maybe that was don't even a task for them. But what they try to do is to shape the things around the logo. And as you said, I think also the numbers from the shapes is a little bit too much, and they should skip it. And also, I think all the execution are nice, but when it comes to merge, I'm not sure if it's they just mock up it quickly or how they did it, but it doesn't feel really well balanced or speak directly to me. I think some elements works really great, like this abstract shapes when also in animation, and also the jersey or tricot, it looks really cool. The typeface, I think it's nothing really special, but in this context it works. It's nice, and it's a big improvement. And I think, what is the measure here? Is it the measure the Bundesliga, where all the clubs looking like okayish, or like, or is it all the cool clubs like Inter Milan and Paris and so on? So and I think overall it's a good step forward for Dortmund, and I want to see more of this. And I would say I would give it a 7 as well, 7 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a solid score, to be honest.
I think so too.
Thanks, Anatolij. That's it, right? So thanks for watching. And of course, as always, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. That helps us to create more content like this. Like that video, forward it to your friends and to your maybe friends who also like Dortmund, or whoever enjoys watching brand reviews. So thanks a lot, and see you in the next one. Bye.
See you. Bye.